This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 78-81 Fall Carryover League. Finally, it's playoffs. Playoffs? The playoffs are here. It's the wild card games. The wild card round, which is an individual game, which is something Major League Baseball began, I don't know how long ago. It seemed kind of silly to me. You play a 162-game season, and you let a team in as a wild card to get one game. You get one shot. And, you could have a 99-100 win wild card team and get knocked out after one game. I thought it was silly. They changed that recently, of course. But I thought I would model my little fog league just like Major League Baseball and have individual wild card games. Plus, it also shortens the fall league a little bit, which is nice, as I'm not trying to set a Strat-O-Matic consecutive games played record or anything. I like to get a little break from this stuff and concentrate more of my energy in the summer league. Enough of this, though. Let's see. We had a review of the overall league, and once again, let's take a look at what we have tonight in the American League. We're going to start, and it's a battle of 5 and 4. Milwaukee could not catch the Royals, who were just red hot. This is Robin Yount's Brewers against George Brett's Royals of this era, which is a pretty cool little rivalry here. And Brett's still on top presently. Out west, the Angels, who would have a really good team in the years of 79 and 82. They were kind of up and down in the other years. They did enough to win this division. So we got 5 and 4. And when we look at the pitching matchups in 5 and 4, each team's ace, Mike Caldwell and Nolan Ryan, are set up for a one-game wild card playoff. Let's take a look at your starting pitchers again. Mike Caldwell for the visiting Brewers, 1978 card, 22-9 with a 2.37 ERA. California is well aware he's dominant against left-handed hitters, so they have none in their lineup. That's not good for Caldwell. Similar thing happened last year, and it worked out for Milwaukee, as he was good against the righties enough. And for the Angels, it's the 79 Ryan, who, interestingly, for a team that won the American League West in 1979, Nolan Ryan was 16 and 14, just 2 games over 500, with a 3.59 ERA. They could have had Frank Tanana pitch today, but he's left-handed, and the Brewers just hurt left-handed pitching like no other. So today, from Anaheim, the wild card game, the first of 4, 2 in each league, battle of 5 Milwaukee at 4 California. You could see some surprise substitutions as it's a one game. You could see some multiple pitching changes as their seasons are on the line. So, might not be a conventionally played baseball game. Let's get started from Anaheim. Leading off for your Brewers, Del Austin. 69 is a walk. The kryptonite of Nolan Ryan. C-Stealer. Brian Downing is a +1 arm catcher, but the Brewers just like to swing away. And they will. Cecil Cooper. 58 is a K. Now it's Sixto Lezcano. 312 is a strikeout plus injury. The first significant problem here. Lezcano is gone for the rest of the wild card game. He is a 321 hitter with 28 homers in 1979, and he's not going to finish this game. That is devastating for the Brewers. They can put Austin in the outfield, and you know what? They're actually, Molitor was starting this game on the bench as he doesn't have power versus righties, but now he's coming in. So Molitor will come into the Lezcano spot. And actually, he'll be a DH because they also have Jim Gantner playing second. And Alston will have to play right field. So, 2 outs, and it's Ben Ogilvy. 110, Sky's the center. Bottom of 1 for the Angels. It'll be Freddie Patek. 410 is a pop to first. Carney Lansford, 45, hits the Caldwell column. Double 1 to 9, base hit. He's a beast stealer. Ashby's got a -1 arm, which is really good for him. So he will sit at first for Ron Jackson. 67 pops to first. And Brian Downing, 2-7, flies to center field. Top of 2, Robin Yount. 59 is a strikeout. Gorman Thomas, 34, flies to left. And Jim Gantner, 2-8, double 1 to 14, is a double. With 2 outs, it's Sal Bando. 6-11 off of Ryan, first X. Ron Jackson's a 3-9 at first. And Ron Jackson makes an error. And here's the Angels with the runners on the corners and 2 outs. And Alan Ashby. 3-6 is a walk. And the bases are loaded and 2 outs. And your batter is going to be the unlikely Del Austin. Let's take a look at this guy. You're probably wondering who he is. He was a Cleveland Indian pinch hitter in 1979 and 62 at-bats. Hit .290. The Brewers needed an extra left-handed bat on the team, and they had a roster spot available. And this guy walks a lot, and actually with the bases loaded, he's very dangerous. Plus he's got a triple on 7. Not much more than a DH, and is a pinch hitter DH type. But he's having an intriguing day because now he's in right field defensively, and he's got the bases loaded with 2 outs. So here we are. A pitch to Del Austin. 55 off Ryan is a strikeout. No bases loaded walk today. Big out for Ryan. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts. Bottom of 2, it's Don Bailey, your 1979 American League MVP. 5'10", catcher's card. Ashby is a 3-2. Very good defensive catcher there. Good defensive catcher. Almost very good, I guess. Bobby Grich, 49. Single on a 1 line out. And Billy Sample, 410, pops to first. All right, top of the 3rd, Cecil Cooper. 2-8, short. And it's Molitor in the number 3 hole. Not a big deal, really. Might even be better with him there. 5-11 is a walk, and now Molitor brings some speed to the table. He's an ace stealer, and he's going to steal off Brian Downing. What do you got to lose, except getting caught stealing, which he just did on a 19. Oh well. Well, Lezcano couldn't have stolen a base, so there's that. 2 outs, Ben Ogilvy. 59 is a strikeout. Bottom of the 3rd. Dan Ford, 59, rolls a second. Biff Pocoroba, in there against lefties because he's a switch hitter in a career where he sometimes was a full-time left-handed batter. But he's in the right-hander's batter's box because Caldwell is, of course, as we said, very good against lefties. He flies a right on 6-6, and 2 outs, Fred Patek. 2-4, flies a left. If you had the Brewers and Angels scoreless after 3, give yourself a cookie, folks. These are the 2 of the most explosive offenses in this era. This Brewer team, the 79 Brewer offense, frankly, might even been better than that 82 Brewer offense that went to the World Series. And the 79 Angel offense may or may not be better than when they eventually will get Rod Carew and Reggie Jackson on this team. And they're not here yet. So, 4th inning of a scoreless game. Caldwell and Ryan are the maestros. And it'll be Robin Yount leading off. 47 off of Ryan's a strikeout. Gorman Thomas, 1-7's a strikeout. And Jim Gantner, 46, and there it is, folks. Nolan Ryan with a perfect inning. 3 strikeouts, like he hasn't done that before. Bottom of the 4th, Carney Lansford. 2-6 is a base hit for the B Steeler. Ron Jackson. 48 off Caldwell is single ... You got runners on the corners. We have the first serious threat of the ball game. Runners on the corners with Brian Downing, Don Baylor, Bobby Grich. It's time for a little show and tell, I guess, folks. Let's take a look at Brian Downing's 1979 Angel card with a .326 batting average, 77 walks, and 12 home runs. Runners on the corners are playing back, crossing their fingers for a double play. And here's the pitch. 2-3. Well, that's exactly what it is. It's a 5-4-3 double play, but a run does score. No RBI, base is empty. So the Brewers concede that. And it's Don Baylor now if the base is empty. 4-4. This is off of the Caldwell card, though. Homer 1-7 double. And he gets the homer with 2 outs and the base is empty. Tough break, Mike Caldwell. So he got the eraser he wanted in a double play. Then he surrenders a homer on his own card. It's 2-0 Angels. Nolan Ryan, who has been very mediocre for me in Strat, has a 2-run lead in a playoff game. We'll see how this goes. It would be great for him to win one of these eventually. Bobby Grich, 32, rolls the short. Here we go to the 5th inning. The Brewers have a double by Jim Gantner, and that is it. Sal Bando, 410, short X. Patek's good enough at short. He is at 2E40. And that makes the play on the 3. Alan Ashby, 59. A K. They are missing the walks on the Ryan card, which is great for the Angels. And here's Del Austin. 2-9 is a roller to third base. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay, bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 game. Billy Sample, 47. Another base hit off of Caldwell. The Angels are hitting the Caldwell column. It would be interesting if they decide to go bail ship and go to a right-handed pitcher against a very tough Angel offense, but Caldwell has really been the anchor of this Brewer team, responsible for back-to-back playoff appearances, and also it's a 78 card, so this would be the final time it could be used if the Brewers lose. So I think they're really going to give him a nice long leash in this one. Dan Ford, 47, but they keep hitting the column. A single to left. Sample will not go coast to coast unless we got, he is going to go coast to coast on the 0 arm. He will do it on a 16 or better, and he gets it on a 7. So we got runners on the corners as Sample goes coast to coast with nobody out. Again, like in the 4th. Pokaroba, does he hit in double plays? They're going to bring it up because he really doesn't hit into many. 4-11, left X. This is Ogilvy, a 3-10 in left field. And that's a single off the Ogilvy defense. This would not normally be a big deal, as the Brewers score tons of runs anyway. But they aren't today, and it's getting pretty tight here. Dan Ford, it's a single dot, of course, off of 3 outfielders, so that is a runner on the corners. You got to bring it up for Fred Patek. 43, first X, but this is Cooper. It's a 2E22. And a 2E22 first baseman. Oh my goodness, folks, a 2-base error. So he throws to Caldwell covering, and he must have thrown it over his head and it went in the dugout. That is an incredibly bad break for the Brewers. That is a 2-base error. That'll score a run on a 2E3. And now you got runners at second and third. Now you got to bring it up again for Lansford, who's a good bunter in a 4-0 game. Things are starting to get ugly here in Anaheim. Pitch to Carney Lansford. 1-7. Let's take a look at Carney Lansford's card. This is actually not a Angel card. It is a Boston card in the year of 81, the strike year when everybody had inflated stats. So Lansford's 336. I think he won the American League batting title. Him and Joel Youngblood did him that year. There's going to be an interesting off-season of player third baseman movement where the Angels will eventually end up with Doug DeCinces, Boston's going to have Wade Boggs playing third base next year, and who knows where Carney Lansford's going to end up. He could be one of the most prized possessions in free agency. A .336 hitting third baseman who just delivered a 2-run single, my goodness, in a wild card game, and suddenly one of these teams really is doing what they do, and that's the Angels. 6 runs and 10 batters here. And now, a 2-run single, runner at first with nobody out, and all the righties. Do you jump ship on Mike Caldwell or just... You know what? They're doing it. They're gonna pull Caldwell because it is a 1-game thing, and they're saying 6 is it. We only got 4 innings left. We need Nolan Ryan to walk 8 guys in the next 4 innings. So we are going to go to. You could go to Moose Haas, another starting pitcher. They will go to Moose Haas. He's the number 2 starter on the team, and he's good against righties. And so Haas will continue against a right-handed hitting lineup. By the way, the lefties on the Angels are very weak. John Harris, Tim Johnson, Molinaro. You may as well just leave them on the bench. So Haas should match up favorably with a runner in first and nobody out. Brewers have to hope for that. Haas in the 5th. This is what you do in a wild card game. You don't do this in a regular season game, but here you go. Runner at first, nobody out. Ron Jackson is the hitter. And here's the pitch. 39, the sky's the center. Brian Downing, 212 short B, fielder's choice. And with 2 outs, Don Baylor. 38 grounds to short. Well, you see, the Brewers had some nice things happen around some bad things. They got the double play in the 4th, but then a home run. And they got the last 3 guys out here, but the 2-base error and the unearned runs. It is a 6-0 game, but there's a team that can score 6 runs in 4 innings. The Brewers are on that short list. And they got to get it going here against Nolan Ryan. A 6-run lead for Nolan Ryan. But if you're the Brewers, you'll take some walks because you need base runners. You need to load the bases for Gorman Thomas, for instance. So let's see what we got here. No defense for the Angels to bring in. None. It's going to be Ryan. And they have Mark Clear as a closer, who also walks a lot of guys. And to this point, the Brewers have actually walked 1, 2, 3 times in 5 innings. And it hasn't happened, so. 6-0 game. The Brewers are on red alert here. Cecil Cooper, can he make up for that horrible mistake in the 5th? 1-4 flies to right field. Now it's Paul Molitor. 2-9 is a grounder to short. And if you're wondering, yep, Lezcano, that's a hit in the Lezcano column. So it's been a really bad day for Milwaukee and Ben Ogilvy. 6-10 off of Ryan is catcher's card. Brian Downing, it's a 3-1. And he makes the play. Well, it's seemingly over, folks, isn't it? But I tell you, there's a team that could blow this. It would be the Angels. And if there's a team that could rally, it'd be the Brewers. I'm just saying. I know it's 6-0, but that's sort of how these teams roll. So here we are, bottom of the 6th. Moose Haas will continue against Gritch. 2-8. Let's take a look at Bobby Gritch's card. Yes, his 79 card with 30 homers and a 294 average is best card. And 2-8, triple 1-5, base hit. Angels want to keep things rolling, even get more runs. Be confident. Billy Sample. 58, single 1-7 off of Haas. Cannot get it on a 14. Disco Dan Ford, 4-4 is a liner to second. And with 2 outs, it's Pocaroba. 68 is a pop to second, so Haas. Just 1 single we saw to Gritch in 2 innings. Maybe he should have been brought in earlier in this game. 7th inning, the Brewers scoreless against Nolan Ryan. And it's not the Astro or Ranger Ryan. It's the 70s California Ryan. So, yeah, this would be something special if he could finish this thing. Robin Yount in the 7th. 4-12, second C. Terrible roll. Brewers are getting terrible rolls and have terrible breaks today. Gorman Thomas. 65, and that is the first time we're in the Ryan column. But it's triple 1-2 fly ball the rest, and it's a fly ball the rest. And Jim Gantner. 2-7 is a pop to first. Well, maybe not, folks. Maybe not. Maybe this is a different Angel and different Brewer team, as the Brewers are being one hit, down 6 runs, stretch time in Anaheim, California. We are enjoying Fleetwood Mac's 1979 LP, Tusk, double LP with extra tracks and stuff like that on it. This thing goes on for days. Look at it, just, yeah. The bonus edition of 79's Tusk, about 5 hours long. If you got 5 hours, nothing to do, you know, have at it. Bottom of the 7th, Moose Haas continues. He's been the only bright spot today for Milwaukee. Fred Patek, 211, pops to first. Carney Lansford, 67, double 1-3 is a double 1-3. Nice day for Lansford. It's 4 for 4. He's your game MVP. He and Ryan are co-MVPs. Ron Jackson, 58, single 1-7, cannot get it. And with 2 outs, it's Brian Downing. 46 is a strikeout. So Haas, 2 hits in 3 innings of relief. We go to the 8th. Nolan Ryan needs 6 outs for a CGSO, has a 6-run lead. And he's a starter 8. Would literally have to walk the bases loaded for him to be taken out of this one at this point. And it'll be Sal Bando. Could be his final at-bat for a Brewer with his 1978 card. And actually, this could be the end of the Sal Bando career, as he's really old by this point. And doesn't have much left in 79 or 80 or 81. So here we are with Sal Bando. 55 is a strikeout. How many is that, folks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 of them double digits for Ryan. This is the highlight, folks, of the Nolan Ryan postseason experience. Easily. Alan Ashby. 410, second X. And I can say that with confidence because the California Angels have done absolutely nothing in Strat for me. Or at least not in this time. Well, actually, a long time ago they won a World Series for me. But I can't even remember that. It did happen. I just don't remember the details too much. So anyway, where are we? Oh yeah, second X. You know, a little loopy here. Gritch is a 2 second baseman. I think that's why. Yeah, makes a play. Trying to add excitement to this one for you folks, but it doesn't seem it's going to happen. Del Austin, and that's a 2-9 roller to third. Well, bottom of the 8th, and old Moose Haas will just finish this thing out if he can. He's only given up 2 hits. Don Baylor, 53, right X. Who would have thought a Cecil Cooper 2-base error would have had such a meaning in this game? And now they just hit a fly ball where Sixto Lezcano used to be as a 1 right fielder, and now Del Austin's a 4-11. You know, I used to say the Angels were a cursed team, but it looks like the Brewers are cursed, man. This is just awful. A double. Bobby Gritch, 1-7 is a K. Bill Sample, 1-6 left. And Dan Ford, 49, rolls to second. How about Moose Haas? He put it in. He gave up a couple hits, 3 hits in this game, but he did not allow anybody to cross the plate. He inherited a runner, added 3 more, none scored, kept the margin at 6, waited for the offense to wake up. It just never did. And now in the 9th inning, the fans are on their feet. Nolan Ryan's greatest performance for me ever in a postseason game. A one-hitter. He's never thrown a no-hitter for me. A Jim Gantner double on his own card in the 2nd inning. One of the greatest pitching performances in postseason history for me to this point, though Jim Palmer threw a no-hitter in a postseason game against Oakland in the 74 season a long time ago for me. A little bit of trivia for y'all out there listening. So we'll go to the 9th. It's Cooper, Molitor, and Ogilvy. And they'll be with the Brewers for a bit. So they'll be back. Here's Cecil Cooper. 45 off of Ryan is a strikeout. That's 11. Molitor, he's just getting his career started, really. 411 flies to center X. Yep, that's Dan Ford. Good in center. Is a 2E9 in center. He's out on the 411. Look at that. And with 2 outs, it's Ben Ogilvy. Put this in the wrong spot. It needs to go over down by Molitor. Ben Ogilvy. Let's take a look. We haven't looked at any Brewer cards. My goodness, what a mess. Let's take a look at Ben Ogilvy's 1980 Milwaukee Brewer card. His greatest performance, 41 home runs and a .304 batting average. Unfortunately, it is just not happening today. Can they at least get on the bases in the 9th inning? The pitch to Ben Ogilvy. 2-6. Ogilvy hits the column. Homer, 1-12, double. It is gone on a 7, and there goes your shutout with 2 outs in the 9th inning. Now you need to get an out. In a 6-1 game, we may as well show you cards as long as this game continues. So here's Robin Yount, his 1980 card for the Brewers, 293. What a bunch of extra base hits. 49 doubles, 10 triples, 23 home runs for Robin Yount. Fitting that the Yount Brewers and Brett Royals are rivals in their division, and Yount will have the final say, possibly. The pitch to Robin Yount. 1-3 is a pop to short, and on Robin Yount jogs to first in disappointment, as his Brewers have failed really poorly against Nolan Ryan in a wild card game that was very anticlimactic. A very easy win for your California Angels. Break up Nolan Ryan. They mob him as if he threw one of his 6 no-hitters. It was a brilliant performance. He gets the win. It was a 2-hitter with a solo homer, 3 walks, 11 strikeouts in a complete game. Moose Haas in 4 innings of relief, 3 hits allowed, and just 2 strikeouts. But it was Mike Caldwell giving up 8 hits and the 6 runs. But you had this really bad. Now, granted, Cooper's a 2E22, and he's normally, that's one of his worst E ratings, but he is a rangy 2 first baseman with an E22 compounded by it being a 2-base error. Really changed the complexion of this game. We want to make 3 of those earned runs. No walks. No walks and no strikeouts for Caldwell. 1009, 0108, 611, 12, 611, 12, 311, 02, 02, 311. That is American League 5-4, Milwaukee, California. And we'll look at the year-to-date stats. For every playoff team from here on out, when you get knocked out in a playoff game, we'll have an elimination video as you go into the off season, like an exit interview, and we're going to explore in the next video. We'll see what Milwaukee decides to do in their future, as they will have to pull out those 1978 cards from their stack, like Mike Caldwell and Sal Bando, and see what their future is all about. The Angels now, they're now 16-13, hitting .267 with a .441 ERA. And Ryan and Tanana are both 5-1 now, so that's very good news for the Angels. Milwaukee's season ends. Very discouraging finish for a really good Milwaukee team. My goodness, they were 17-12. That's a great season. It really was. 281, a .466 ERA. Frankly, Mike Caldwell, 5-2 with that loss, and he really pitched well all year. I mean, it's just didn't work out today. His ERA, if you take that loss, add the bad stats he just did today, it's still .279. So he was 5-1 and on the short list of the Cy Young, and his team and his defense let him down today. For you Brewers, you got a couple guys in double digits in homers. One of those being Sixto Lezcano. My goodness, 12 homer and 32 RBIs, and only got knocked out in the first inning. Just seemed like that was a tough blow for the Brewers to overcome. So with that, we'll look at the scheduling here. The Brewers are done at this point. And with Ryan winning, there'll be a day off, and then it'll be Tanana, Hartzell, and Ryan will pitch on 3 days rest in Game 3. Baumgarten and Tanana in a Game 5. Don't know who their opponent will be yet, because as a 4 seed, we have to see what happens with the Orioles and Yankees. Meaning that when you look at the stats here, or look at the standings here, Baltimore's playing the Yankees. If the Yankees win that wild card game, they would travel to Cleveland. If Baltimore upsets the Yankees on the road and wins that wild card game, they get to go face George Brett and the Kansas City Royals. And the Angels will take on either the Royals or Indians. That's it tonight from America League Wild Card Game 1. Congratulations, California Angels, making some postseason noise in the Carryover League. Thanks for checking it out, folks. We'll see you next time.